Hello YouTube, welcome to my next channel video, and this video is going to be on why Spider-Man is my favorite Marvel character. Um, I want I forget when the game exactly came out, but there was a Spider-Man game that came out around 2000, 2001, before the first Sam Raimi uh, movie. It was loosely based on the animated series. Um, that was my introduction to Spider-Man. And then the Sam Raimi movies came out, and I learned more about Spider-Man after that. Um, Spider-Man was very relatable to me as a kid growing up, mainly because he was a teenager in high school when he got his powers and everything like that. Um, he, for a while, he was my favorite comic book character. Like, I've loved Batman my entire life, but there was a point where I did like Spider-Man more than Batman. But now, the way it goes for me is Batman's here and Spider-Man's right there. Like, they're pretty close to each other. Um, Spider-Man was just cool growing up as a kid. Um, I was more familiar with Amazing Spider-Man than I was any of the other ones. But as I got older, I was introduced to Spider-Man 2099 and so on and so forth. Spider-Man 2099 is my favorite version of Spider-Man, same as Noir, and Miguel O'Hara is 2099. Peter Parker is still Noir, but it's set in the 1930s. And my other favorite is Ultimate Spider-Man, which is Miles Morales. Um, I'm slowly starting to like Spider Gwen. I just recently was introduced to her. Um, but yeah, I wasn't really introduced to any of the other Marvel characters until like Marvel started doing Iron Man, the movies and stuff like that. So that's how I was introduced to them. And sometimes when they would cameo in the Spider-Man games and stuff. But I was already aware of the X-Men because of the cartoon and the movies. They didn't. X-Men never really had any real decent games. There was a few fighting games. Um, but for my favorite suits for Spider-Man would be the black symbiote Spider-Man suit. I like the 2099 one, the kind of more common one. Um, I like the common one for the new War Spider-Man. He looks really cool to me. I like the suit for Miles Morales. I like the black and the red. It looks really good when for the comics and everything. Um, I will list off my favorite villains for Spider-Man. Venom is my number one favorite uh, villain for Spider-Man. Green Goblin is second. Hobgoblin is third. I don't know. I like Hobgoblin, but I do feel he's just a carbon copy of Green Goblin without it just being one of the Osborns. Um, the cool thing, why Hobgoblin is so high up on my list, is because in the animated series he was voiced by Mark Hamill, which is always a plus for me. Um, Carnage is another favorite of mine. I was never really too interested in Doc Ock until the Sam Raimi movie, where he he actually made Doc Ock actually cool. Um, Uh, Sandman is okay. He's not one of my favorites that I gravitate towards. But yeah, I can't think of any other villains off the top of my head that I like a lot for Spider-Man. Um, but the movies, I like pretty much all the movies. Um, the third one, it's hit or miss for me. For the third one, there are some moments that are really, really cool, and then there's just some moments that are just really, really dumb, like Peter dancing. That's just terrible. I like the Amazing Spider-Man movies. I like the second one more than the first, mainly because in the first one it's retelling his origin, which we already know what it is. Which I like in Homecoming. Ben is only mentioned. He is not going to be seen. They're not going to show his death, which I prefer because we already know the sucker is going to get shot. So, um, mm, I might tomorrow. I am going to see Spider-Man: Homecoming for the first showing tomorrow night. I might do a small review on it um, tomorrow. If not, I'll probably do it Friday, so there'll be an upload Friday, which it'll be different, but might as well. Um, but other than that, this is my main reasons on why Spider-Man is my favorite Marvel character. It's mainly because I grew up with him. He was more relatable to me as a kid growing up, going through school and everything like that. And he was just cool to me as a kid. He's still cool. I do wish that sometimes that I did have his powers and everything. Although I would have to make the web shooters, but you know. Um, but other than that, this is my video on why Spider-Man is my favorite Marvel character. Check back next time for my next video.